As it celebrates 60 years as a republic, overseas Chinese have also made their mark. Valerie Tan reports from Singapore.
Mao Zedong brought one China into being. Taiwan's regarded by many as the second sprawling Chinese diaspora that's come to dominate much of the business in Southeast Asia. Tan Zhengye is a second-generation Chinese Singaporean. As head of multi-million-dollar materials company Anglo Group, he attributes much of his success to developments in China since the revolution.
If you have this cultural understanding of the heritage, the history, not just purely based on communication, like Chinese language, you need other to make it much easier. So definitely that aspect, the overseas Chinese will have an edge over the others.
There are more than 28 million overseas Chinese in Southeast Asia. But in Indonesia, where they are less than 4% of the population, they have 75% of the wealth. In Thailand, they make up about 8% of the population, but control 80% of the wealth. And in the Philippines, less than 2% and 70%.
They have been having, in fact, for the last 30 years of open door policy and market reform. And in that context, of shifting away from a command socialist economy to one that is much more market-based, although they still want to hold on to the sort of socialism aspect, saying that it is socialism with Chinese characteristics. Right? So, but they have sort of made tremendous changes along the way, improving the livelihood of people in the last 30 years.
And while Western companies increasingly vie for Chinese interests, the links of the Chinese diaspora frequently run deepest.
The thing being Chinese, because of the cultural background, the language background, so the affinity is still going to be there. China itself, the potential growth rate for China itself is around 7.5 to 9.5%, the sort of range that you're looking at.
Overseas Chinese in Southeast Asia are celebrating the relationship the best way they know how, by making money.
Celebrations well underway in China as we speak. That was Val Tan reporting.